Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome to episode 10. As you can see, I've been working on a few things today, and hopefully they're coming across clearly for you. I worked a little bit on the video quality, as you can see. I cropped it in a little bit, and also I worked on some of the audio issues I was having, and I'm quite happy with them, where they stand right now. Also, I kind of want to apologize for last night's upload. Last night, that was just too much. I didn't realize how long it went until after I was actually editing and actually had to upload. And that's something I'll never do again to use. Not at all. I want to try and keep everything within, try and keep them around no longer than 30 minutes. So I'm going to try a couple extra things today. As you can see, I like I said, I am working on some of the video issues and audio issues. And as you can tell, I actually added a small frame to the camera and a background in the back to, just to take away from the blandness. And hopefully that will increase the, at least the quality, of at least the production quality of the videos. And content, well, we're still, I'm still working on that stuff. But so yeah, we're gonna do something today, and it's a little bit of a treat. I think it is. I'm actually gonna tell you guys a small story, a little short story. It's about one of my best friends. I love him, and I got to be honest with you, I don't know what I'd do without him. He keeps me busy, keeps me on my toes, and yeah, he's one of my best friends. He's a great boy. He's my little furball. This is Roman. Roman is going to be 9 years old this year. And he's a rescue. And he's got one heck of a story. He really does. When he was found, he was maybe about 12 weeks old. One of my friends had found him when she was at work. She was at this pool and spa business that she worked at, and it was next door to a garage. So they had all these cars that they were working on in this parking lot, and she was just out back taking a smoke break, just talking to the various people that are in the area where the store is. And she's out there smoking. She sees this movement by one of the cars. So at first she thought it was like a skunk or a possum, something. But then when she got a better look, she seen this little black ball of fur go underneath this car, like it was trying to crawl up underneath it. So she runs over to it, and then she looks under the car and she sees it's this really, really, really tiny kitten. And she's like, oh no. So she tries to get a hold of it, and she grabs it, and he was just covered in oil and dirt. So she started panicking, and she didn't know what was going on. And she calls me right away and tells me that she had found this kitten, trying to crawl up underneath the car. And it was late August, so the nights were starting to cool down quite a bit. So he was cool. He was cold. He was looking for a warm place to sleep or stay warm. So I told her, just, get him, clean him up as best as you can, and if you want, box him up, and we'll take him to a rescue, the next day. And so she was like, no, I really want, I really like him. He's a cute little guy, and, he just looks like he needs some love, and at the time, her and I had a cat already, and the cat that we have was getting up there, so it was almost too old to actually socialize them together. So this is before I knew anything about cats. Didn't know this until after having one for a long time. But anyway, back to the story. And she had found an old paper box and had put him in the box, and she tried giving him some water and just something to eat, just to get something in him. And he could barely stand up. He had no way to he didn't have the strength to chew on food. So we had no idea how long he was away from his litter or his mother, or when was the last time he even, was anywhere with, his, litter. So she gets him boxed up. She's, finished her night out at work, and she brings him home. And we get him, and I had already gotten a hold of the vet and told them that I'm bringing this kitten in that we had found, the next morning. So we get him, we keep him away from our other kitten or other cat that we had because we didn't know if, what kind of diseases the new one, this cat had, or if it had fleas, anything. So we didn't want it to commingle with our other cat. So the next morning I get up early and I take him to our local vet. And they take him in, I explain to them, what had happened, where we had found him. And they take him in, and they had, come out fairly quickly and started giving me a diagnosis. They started letting me know that his skin and his fur were completely like burnt and blistered off from his neck all the way down to his groin, all the way through his front legs, all the way down to his groin and his belly. It was terrible. It was like a shell that was just holding on by dead skin. It was so sad. So I asked them if there was anything they could do for him. They were like, well, yeah, if this is all there is, we can clean him up and we can remove all the dead skin, and all we have to do is keep him clean. And that over time, everything will grow back. So I was like, wow, okay, that's wonderful. So when they took him back to do the procedure to remove all the dead skin, they had come back out and they had found I don't exactly know what kind of grub it was, but it was a good lengthy, I would say this thing was a good 1.5 inches long and a good 1/4 inch wide. It was burrowing into his neck, and it was literally making its way into his actual neck. And they said they had found it, and they said they need to remove it. And I was worried for him because if he's got various grubs or worms trying to do this to him, we didn't know is he going to make it, and that. So they performed the surgery to pull the grub out of him, and that. And so he's all stitched up, and they got all the dead skin, and I did, and I asked, I go, how long will recovery take? And they're like, well, after all the issues that we had found with him with the grub and all the skin and how bad it was, we don't know if he's going to make it, for a couple days. They just told us to, give him some love, keep him clean, try and feed him, see if he'll eat anything, and hopefully, he'll rebound and, he can begin to heal. So from there, we ended up buying a whole bunch of simulated cat's milk. Well, because we don't know. We knew he couldn't eat anything solid, so we figured he has to have some kind of nutrients. So we got him the milk, and we were able to get him to drink the simulated cat's milk it took a little over 1.5 weeks before he could actually try and attempt to eat anything, solid, any kitten food. And we were just amazed at just giving him the care that he needed, keeping him clean, and just giving him the affection and the love that he deserved, that he probably never gotten. He was amazing. He was amazing. It was just after probably I'd say about a week, he actually started acting like a kitten. He really did. He was playing. He was climbing all over everything. It was fantastic to see. So when he started getting better, okay, we had the cats. She had, her cat at her place, and I had this one, taking care of it, at home. And I was like, okay, once he gets better, I'm going to get him fixed. And I told her, said, yeah, you just take him. We just wanted to make sure he was fixed before we intermingled him with the other cat. So I had him for about 3 weeks. He's beginning to heal. He's just being a cat. And the personality on him is just amazing. And so it got to the point where she was ready, and he was healing up, and she was like, okay, can I come and get him? And at that point, it was like when I realized that she was going to come get him, I told her, I said, you know what, as much as I love you, and, there's no way I can let this guy go. I can't do it. And I made it a point, and we fought over him. And we argued over him, and I got him. He's mine. He's my boy. And he's just an amazing little guy, and just the personality he has developed. He's well, one thing I can say, I did not expect him to get as big as he did. But yeah, he's like 18 pounds. He's an 18-pound cat, and he is not a Maine Coon. He's just a typical, I guess you would say generic, tabby black cat. And just I've had him ever since, and he just loves to play. He loves his catnip. He loves his CBD oil, and especially he loves his streets. So I mean, he's a fantastic little guy, and along this little episode here, I'm gonna throw a couple photos up of him, so you guys can see him, other than just what I have here on screen. So I just wanted to share it with you. Just tell you guys about my buddy, and he's a good boy. I've never, I've always been a dog person, and he's my first official cat that I've actually housed. I'm not going to say I own a cat or he's mine. Really, yeah, I did say he's mine, but it's he's my boy. He's family, and so he is my fur baby, and I love him. So, hopefully, if some of you out there, every once in a while, if you see every once in a while, if you guys or any of you, see a stray like that, a little kitten, a puppy, something like that, and you see they're in trouble, try and see if you can help it out. Make sure it's not away from its, family or its litter, and just try and help it out. You never know. You might find a new member. You might end up with a new family member. And then sometimes those are the best ones, the ones you don't expect. So anyway, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to close it up here, but we're going to close with a few pictures of him. And it's him as a kitten and up to today. So, but if you guys ever get the chance and you see, you see a little poor kitten or a poor puppy out there, just any domestic pet, and you can help it out and they look like they're in trouble, you never know. Try and rescue it, get it to somebody that can, home it for a little while until, the owners can be found, or even a new home. They need love too. And plus you never know if you might end up with a new family member yourself, and you might get a whole bunch of love in return. So on that, like I said, I'm going to close out with a few pictures of them. And I'll talk to you guys soon. And I love yous. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the new kind of setup and quality. And if it works, give me a thumbs up, a like, and whatever. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will talk to you soon. And bye-bye.